Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohammad bin Musri. So today our group will do a presentation about importing furniture from China to Malaysia. So let's proceed to the next slide. So I will introduce a company that we choose, which is MJS Shipping and Forwarding. So MJS Shipping and Forwarding have a 30 years of experience expertise in the logistic and freight service. MJS also has a seven subsidiary company which is operate primarily in six different locations through Peninsula of Malaysia and Singapore. And the headquarters of the MJS Shipping and Forwarding is located in Muar. So let's proceed to the list of documents that we choose, which is invoice, packing list, bill of lading, letter of credit, certificate of origin, Sanitary Certificate, Mida Certificate, and import license. So from the base of the case study that we refer to K1, K1 is a document that needed for the custom to check the import item from the seller. So from the case study, we choose a company that make a furniture, which is Best Bitek company. Okay, next is Best Bitek Furniture is a company that produce a lot of type of furniture. The company is located at Jalan Kempas Perindustrian Bukit Bakri, Jalan Bakri, which is located Muar Johor. The company plan to import a lot of materials such as a lot of type of polywood for bedsheet. Next is the company choose a company from China, which is Yanling Jinluan Woods Corporation Limited, which is located at Fenggang Village, which is located in Yanling, Henan, China. Best Betek Furniture decided to appoint a forward agent, or known as a custom agent, to make the arrange for the international shipment of merchandise, which is Sikh Freight Forwarder Sendirian Berhad. To become an agent of Best Bitek Furniture, the agent must have an expertise in handling with a custom agent abroad to ensure that goods are documented, comply with custom regulation, with the to ensure the good and document is go to the custom. Next is the company must asking for advice on import costs, including freight costs, port expenses, consular fees, special documentation costs, insurance costs, and merchandise costs. As the forwarding agent with a lot of experience, six freight forwarders sendiri yang berhad able to meet the requirement. They are with the principle, which is best mistake furniture. They are able to make an agreement to import raw material, which is polywood from Yanning Jinluan Wood Corporation Limited, which is located in China. As the raw material cost is self is RM 108,804 ringgit and 39 cents. For the total cost, which is include insurance, which is CIF, is RM 112,628 ringgit and 86 cents, which is include the insurance for RM 560 ringgit 30 and 34 cents, and the freight fee is RM 3,264 and 13 cents. So I will proceed the presentation to the next presenter, which is Syafiq Zareef. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syafiq bin Suhaimee, and today I'm gonna talk about the packing list. Packing list is the document that is usually included with delivery goods, either in a pouch attached to the box or inside the package. The packing list is to provide information about the content of the package to shipping firm, government, agency, and the consumer. Okay, the importance of packing list is it acts as evidence of the bill in land of evidence of inland bill of lading and include a count of goods being transported. And it outlines to the data that will be needed for the certificate of origin. Okay, next is The is includes a lot of the data that's the automated export system, electronic export information portion needs, and lastly is add as evidence of material safety data sheet in the event that material are considered unsafe or harmful. That's all from me. I'm gonna pass to the next presenter.
Okay, my name is Mohammad Atiqullah Amran. My ID number is PDL1905117. Commercial invoice is one of the most critical document in the freight transport. In international trade, it's a legal document issued by the seller or exporter to the buyer, the importer, that acts as a contract and proof of the sale between the buyer and the seller. The price, value, and the quantity of the product are being sold all listed on the commercial invoice. It should also include a term of trade or sale that both the buyer and the seller of the contract have agreed to. A commercial invoice is widely used for custom purpose and is used to measure tariff, international commercial term, such as a cost in a CIF. Current commercial invoice is being used when the goods need to clearance at the custom. So, custom authority will easily determine which tax and input duties apply to your package if you have a property complete and valid commercial invoice for export. As a result, there are no delays. It's a legal binding custom document that primarily includes detail about the content of the package and the agreement reached that is in quantum, such as who is responsible for custom fees. The custom authority decide if import duties must be paid on the product based on the commission invoice. That's all from me.
My name is Mohammad Afif Nizamuddin bin Mohammad Noor. My ID number is PDL1905105. Okay, now I will talk about definition of certificate of origin. Okay, certificate of origin is a document widely used in international trade transaction which attests that the product list train has met certain criteria to be considered as originating in a particular country. The exporter or manufacturer typically prepares and completes a certificate of origin or declaration of origin, which may be subject to official certification by third party. It is frequently present to the importing country custom authority to demonstrate the product eligibility for entry and or preferential treatment. The International Chambers of Commerce has issued guidelines for the issuance of certificates of origin by chambers of commerce around the world. So the importance of certificate of origin is essential in international trade transaction because it is a proof certifying the origin of the product, which is in turn the basis to determine the tariff and other trade measures that will be applied. Although meeting the rules of origin in theory qualifies a product for originating status and thus preferential tariff, in most cases, a claim for preferential tariff must be accompanied by a certificate of origin present to the customs authority at the point of entry. Unlike the exporter of manufacturer who must prove the product origin to the issuing authority, the importer frequently has little understanding of how the product meets the origin criteria. Instead, the importer must present proof of origin, such as a certificate of origin issued or obtained the importer or manufacturer. Because of this separation of responsibilities, even if a product may originate in a specific country, the importers fail to submit a certificate of origin may result in the product being denied preferential treatment. So there are three details in certificate of origin, which is information about the importer and exporter. Second, the description and harmonized tariff code of the goods, and last, the country of origin. So that's all from me. So thank you.
So the next one is definition of import license. When used to discriminate against another country's product in order to shield a domestic market from international competition, import licenses are called non-tariff trade barriers. Each license specifies the maximum amount of import permit, which must not exceed the quota. A document issued by a national government authorizing the importation of such product into its territory is known as import license. Tariff and non-tariff barriers may be included in import license. A tariff is a tax imposed on goods imported and exported between countries. A non-tariff barrier is an impediment that can take the form of quota, government legislation, or licensing, with the import license being one of them. The importation the importation of some product into a country is authorized by a national government issuing an official import license. The document is used to define the amount of goods that must be shipped, and it ensures that carriers does not pass the previously set quota. So why do import permits need to be obtained? So the first one is because some of product may be limited, subject to a particular quota, or subject to monitoring, and import license is required. If you want to transport dangerous goods or toxic materials, for example, you will need an import permit. Military or other offensive weapons, self-defense sprays, and other items may be prohibited as previously stated. Firearms are an example of product that can be monitored. Our recommendation is to always review the law and hire reputable European tracking companies to complete their delivery. The agreement's key goals are to make an import license procedure simpler and more transparent. To ensure there are equal and equitable operation and administration, and to prevent procedures for issuing import license from having restrictive or distortive effect on import. So that's all from me. Thank you.
So next, my name is Mohd Aslah bin Satar. My ID number is PDL 1905112. So I will to explain about Sanitary Certificate. So certificate issued by a competent governmental authority demonstrating that a specific shipment has been treated to be free of harmful pests and plant disease. This is required for certain process plant product in that have a potential to introduce regulate pests, like example cotton or woods. And the detail in Sanitary Certificate is one is shipper company names must have address and contact information. Next, the concerning company name, address, and also contact information. Uh, and uh, the Sanitary Certificate needs a origin country or final destination country, and also the treatment information such as the date, treatment type, chemical, duration, and temperature, as well as any additional information or declaration. So next is next slide. Next, I would like to explain about bill of lading. Bill of lading is require and acts as a receipt and a contract. A complete bill of lading legal show that the carrier has received the freight as described and is obligated to deliver that freight in good condition to the consignee. The issue by a carrier to a shipper to detail the method and path of a shipment and is used as a contact for the movement of the cargo. So when to use bill of lading? So the bill of lading outline the journey of your cargo from the origin to the destination. It also used as a receipt for the cargo and keep as proof of ownership once land at its respective transfer point or at destination. So next is some of example detail in bill of lading document. The first one is shipper and receive name and complete address. This is a normal to use the bill of lading. Next is the date of the shipment. And lastly, the freight classification and the declare value of the freight. So that's all for me. I can pass to the next presenter.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Amran. My ID number is 190190517. With that, I will explain about MIDA certificate. MIDA certificate is an exemption duty for import duty and sales tax on machinery, equipment, spare part, remover, container trailer, and specialized tools that for a company that in principal custom area (PCA). This MIDA will issue all the eligible companies should apply to MIDA for surat pengesahan SPM and submit to custom the MIDA confirmation letter and the list of machinery, equipment and all the spare part. And the goods that be imported or purchased for the permission to claim the exemption from custom. The eligibility for the sales tax exemption facility is available to provide tax exemption on raw material and packaging material used by the local factory manufacturer to produce tax exemption good for the export market. They have three conditions to company to apply the MIDA. First, imported raw material and component are purchased from a licensed factory owner. Second, unless the goods are subject to a price control, the following requirement must be met. A. A raw material and component must be used and exported within 6 months of the date of sale or import or when the extended period approved by the Director General. B. Raw material or component and good derived from the may not be sold or destroyed within the federal state unless authorized by the Director General and subject to the appropriate tax. And the third one is raw material and good used in manufacturing. The tax exempt goods intended for export and control goods subject to price control under the Goods Control Act of 1961. For the certificate of exemption, the certificate must be attached to the import with custom form number 1 for the good imported and produced to custom along with the approval letter where custom clearance is met at the point of import. That's all from me. I pass to the next presenter.
So that's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.